Greetings, stay a while and listen because I've got some Diablo 4 news for you, and it's good news, not the bad kind, indeed, this time. So, let's just sum up what's been happening the past couple of weeks. There's been a lot of leaks, and a lot of speculation based around leaks, and a lot of people claiming to be leaking, but maybe not entirely leaking. And most of the speculation has been around monetization and seasonal content and the cash shop in general. And this is why Blizzard is in somewhat of a damage control and decided to push their September quarterly update for August and release it now so they can squash all of those unfound rumors or speculations regarding seasonal content progression and monetization. In this video, I'll be relaying the words from Joe Shelley, the game director of Diablo 4, Joe Piepiora, hope I'm not butchering his surname, the associate game director responsible for game systems and the live service, and Keegan Quark, the director of product for Diablo 4. So I might not be able to tell you exactly which thing, if I put some quotes on the screen, belongs to which person, but you can read the whole article and see who's saying what. I'll try to squeeze as much of the information they gave us here, but some of the stuff in the article I might skip or omit for the sake of not making the video overly long. The things we will talk about are seasons, new content, refreshing the meta, improving the game, life events, the season journey, the season pass, the shop. So those are kind of the talking points. I hope you enjoyed the video. Buckle up and let's go. First, Joe Shelley is giving us some sort of a summary. I'm gonna skip the first two paragraphs and say this. He's saying, many of you enjoyed the seasons of Diablo 2 Resurrected and Diablo 3 and have asked for more extensive season support. We agree one of the most fun ways to play Diablo is through seasons, so we're making the first one available soon after launch and building a dedicated team to bring you up to 4 seasons a year, each with major new features, quest lines, enemies, legendary items, and more. Diablo 4 seasons are modeled after those of Diablo 3. When a new season begins, all the characters from the prior season are moved to the Eternal Realm, where you can keep playing, leveling up, and collecting wood. To play in the new season, you create a fresh character and experience the new seasonal features and content while leveling up alongside other players. I'm gonna tell you my thoughts at the end of the video regarding this, but this is probably the only thing I don't like, having to start over. To experience the new seasonal content instead of converting my non-seasonal character to seasonal character every time I feel like it. So this, along with capping Paragon points in Diablo 4, ensures that your effort and skill measured by both dexterity and theory crafting determine how powerful your character becomes. It also allows players who missed the last season to participate. This season design requires that all sources of character power come from playing the game, so you will not be able to pay for power in Diablo 4. You can read about the monetization philosophy in the article that I'm reading from, but I will also talk about them later in the video, closer to the end. How do seasons work? I'll quickly talk about seasons, and then later on, after talking about some other things, move on to the season pass and the season journey. The way seasons work is, well, as you probably just heard, you have to start over. Diablo is a game about choice and possibility. They're saying that they feel it is at its best when you get a clean slate to start from in a season, picking a class, customizing your build, and chasing down items that support it along the way. This affords them several advantages, and chief among them is that they can really shake the box of Diablo 4 with each season, creating unique experiences with each of their quarterly releases. And here I can just quickly add that they've intentionally made a start over because they're tying up leveling up and doing certain things as you level up to give you seasonal progress. So if you were to start with a level, the character you would be able to miss out on a lot of things that you discover during leveling up. They're not mentioning this any time in the article, but that's probably one of the reasons why they cannot remove that system without reworking a lot of things, how seasons work. Now, there will be new content every season. I think it's important that players see that the game is changing in meaningful ways. Each season will be released with a fresh new gameplay feature and questline that introduces new challenges, mysteries, and possibilities into the level up experience. This is something players should begin to experience before the end of their first hour of play. One of the benefits of the Season of Direction is that it enables fun, new ways to play through your character's progression. Each season's new questline will reveal more of the world of Sanctuary and your character's place in it. Here, we get an opportunity to introduce new characters or revisit old ones while exploring the lore and content of the season. Diablo 4 is a vast game. We want you to we want to ensure that we are keeping existing content and features in a place where they remain fun and challenging to participate in. To that end, we will always be evaluating the state of the game to regularly revitalize older stomping grounds. One clear example here is looking at the relative balance between classes, builds, and powers. Diablo is a game that is about creating exciting overpowered builds, and while we don't want to balance the fun out of the experience, we don't want to create situations in which imprecise tuning squash creativity. I'm hoping that by this they mean that they don't want to nerf too much, so that if you get some overpowered build, you enjoy it because you've gotten it. But the best thing they need to figure out is to make sure that they have meta instead of weta. Weta means only effective tactic available, but they want to have a situation where they have most effective tactic available, not only something that you can use. Sure, you will be faster, stronger, better, and so on with the meta, but you won't feel pressured into playing it because even the weaker builds are okay. If you enjoy the playstyle of a certain weaker build versus the meta, that should be the case. So hopefully they're thinking of that. I think that's how you want to read this, to not force creativity, to let people be creative, play some builds that might not be the meta build but are still fun and still viable. We will also be constantly adding new legendary and unique items, paragon boards, glyphs, and more that will continually refresh the meta and create new build opportunities. I don't like the refresh the meta saying. Hopefully they... But it sounds bad, but okay. That's just... it's only annoying me to call it that because refreshing doesn't sound right. It's more about expanding, improving the game. They're saying this: with each season we'll be looking into ways to simply improve the player experience as a live product. We intend to hold Diablo 4 to an exceedingly high standard. We are here to build a live game that we can be proud of, and the best way to do that is by engaging our players directly. Based on feedback that we receive, the team will identify quality of life features and polish work that can be done to improve the overall game experience and invite the community to vote upon their priority. This sounds like a note, but maybe their version of notes. This is a double-edged blade. I like it, but some people can end up voting for the most ridiculous of things. For example, in Torchlight 3, the most useless and ridiculous thing, fishing, was the most voted thing for people that wanted to be added. Obviously, the developers thankfully didn't waste their time adding fishing, which wouldn't have added much value to the game. But again, trusting your community too much might end up misleading you, so be careful, devs, when it comes to such a system. Sure, you have to pay attention to what the community wants, but also consider whether what the community wants is the best thing for the game, because there are many cases where the community doesn't realize that what they want would actually hurt the game, which has happened to Torchlight 3, and the devs listening to the community a bit too much and ending up shooting themselves in the foot. While we cannot always flip a switch to tackle something immediately, you can rest assured that we will be active in improving the quality of the game experience for years to come. Live events. Sanctuary is a living world filled with people, creatures, and factions striving to meet their own ends. Attentive players should be on the lookout for new live events that will crop up each season. An example of a live event might be the warning of an impending invasion of the Drowned, which may last a weekend, or the arrival of a strange peddler amidst the cracks of the dry steppes. These events provide gateways to new adventures and unique rewards. So pretty nice. The living, breathing world will prompt some events that people could interact or take part in. And this brings us to the season journey, something super important. So they're saying that alongside the major season releases, there will be the return of the season journey from Diablo 3. Players are pushed to explore Sanctuary anew, earning limited time rewards with each chapter of the season journey that is completed. Completing the season journey is quite a feat, with the final step demanding the character overcome an extremely difficult encounter with an especially deadly foe. I hope, apart from that difficult encounter, the rest of the stuff is something reasonable. It's not something like jumping puzzles, level of equivalent level of annoying thing. Hopefully, it's not something like that. Do this while doing that. Do this without wearing any gear and stuff like that. I hope it's doable, reasonable, that even a casual player can do, or maybe something that doesn't really limit you to only doing certain things on a certain difficulty if you're not well geared. Obviously, there will be things that were probably tied to difficulty, but hopefully this boss is the difficult part, and hopefully you can do it in a team and not solo. Time will tell. With future season journeys, we are regularly adding pinnacle level difficulty challenges for players to complete, proving their worth and earning unique cosmetic rewards besides. Like Diablo 3, the season journey is free for all players. Completing season journey objectives also grants progress toward the season pass. More about that in a moment. And new feature with a battle pass style progression that advances alongside the season journey, enabling players to earn more rewards, even more rewards just by playing. The season pass has both free rewards, cosmetic and premium currency, and gameplay boosts, and paid rewards, which are just cosmetics and premium currency. And just to clarify, this premium currency is only for the cosmetics in the shop. And now let's talk about the seasons pass. I could have made a separate video just for the seasons pass and the shop, but it won't be as convenient for you to have to watch different videos, even though it would have been more profitable for me to make you watch 2 videos. So let's go on about what they're saying. Keegan Quark, director of product for Diablo 4, is saying the things I will be saying from here onwards. So, Diablo 4 will be a full-price game with a cosmetic shop and season pass, none of which provide any pay-for-power options. Their goal in designing the game, the in-game purchases apparently is what they want to create beautiful things which add value to players' experience of the game. The scale of Diablo 4 seasons is much more ambitious than what we've done in the past on Diablo 3, with a large development team dedicated to seasons after launch. Diablo 4 will be supported by an army of developers for years to come. Very interesting to know. Obviously, that's their source of money, so obviously they would have a ton of people working on that. With all the exciting plans we have for seasons, we want them to be enjoyed by everyone, regardless of whether they buy anything from the shop. I'm grateful for the opportunity to finally share more with the community about our live service model. And here on he goes to say, seasons will add all new gameplay, quest challenges, meta changes, and quality of life improvements. The season pass recognizes players' dedication with greater rewards unlocking as you play more throughout the season. There will be a single track of rewards with free tiers that are unlockable just by playing the game and leveling, and premium tiers which provide no in-game power or advantage over other players. The free tiers of the pass will provide gameplay boosts to all characters, things which make the journey of leveling up a fresh seasonal character faster and more streamlined. In contrast, the premium tier rewards are focused on aesthetics, providing a huge value in the form of cosmetics and premium currency, which is also used for cosmetics. Many of the rewards embody the seasonal theme, helping players show off their participation in that season, which is almost the same way as what I've been saying to my community myself of how a game season should work. Exactly that way. And they've just pretty much nailed my idea of monetizing a game to the iota. So yeah, the seasons pass has free tiers and premium tiers, as you mentioned. Throughout the pass, players can earn a variety of rewards for free just by playing. At any point during the season, players can purchase the premium pass to unlock the ability to earn premium rewards, tiers containing seasonally themed cosmetics and premium currency. The rewards, as we mentioned, are cosmetic. Like the shop, these don't affect gameplay. Additionally, certain cosmetic types are exclusive to that season pass. Then, as we mentioned, you get currency, and that currency is used on cosmetics. And The seasonal boosts are free. So the rewards you can get as seasonal boosts are free, only in the free tier. Boosts accelerate players' progress for the duration of the season. For example, season boost might accelerate XP earned to make leveling multiple characters within a season faster. And because they affect gameplay, season boosts are free rewards for all players. We want to be clear that players cannot unlock season boost more quickly through purchases. There is no way to unlock more boosts or boosts at a faster pace by spending money. However, you can purchase tiers, but they won't speed up getting season boosts. You can purchase the tiers for the seasonal pass, and you would unlock any single reward through the tiers you've gotten, except season boosts. So they're saying can't upgrade season boosts just by purchasing tiers, because they'll also have to earn level milestones to apply them. And here, I guess they want us to assume that a player who has purchased extra tiers and a player who hasn't purchased extra tiers when playing at the exact same pacing would earn the boosts at the exact same pacing. Killing 1,000 monsters earns you 2 for one player and 2 for the other player, regardless of whether they purchased boosts and so on. Obviously, that's just an example with the numbers, but that's it, which is very, very good way to handle that. All other tier rewards can be unlocked instantly by purchasing tiers. In other words, there's no way to shortcut getting season boosts. They must be earned. And while any playstyle can progress through the seasonal pass, min-maxers can focus on the season journey objectives to advance more quickly because they give you seasonal pass experience. Talking about the shop, the cherry on the top of the cake. The way we approached designing the shop and the cosmetics within it was by thinking about the experience we want players to have. We want buying things to feel good before, during, and after purchase. So if players choose to buy something, it should be because they want to, not because they feel like they have to. Very good way of thinking, the right way of thinking. It should also be clear to players exactly what they are getting before they choose to buy, with no unpleasant surprises. The shop's cosmetics built on top of the foundation of a huge variety of transmogs from weapons and armors players will find in-game. It's also important to us that the shop is grounded within Diablo's world, so our cosmetics are holistic fantasies, the individual components of which can be mixed and matched with transmogs from armors acquired in-game for endless customization options. So you won't see something that far off from the general Diablo lore, and that feels super disconnected. You won't see some rainbow suits, which kind of annoying, but okay. I'm pretty sure the LGBTQA plus community probably would love some rainbow gear, but if it doesn't fit within the world of Diablo, I can understand why they won't put stuff like that. But there's plenty of things that fit in the world of Diablo that would be good and that they can think of, hopefully, and give us as cosmetics to sport some new type of swagger with this. So the shop sells cosmetics for premium currency. We said that many times. Cosmetics give players even more options to customize the visual appearance of their character. Nothing offered in the shop grants a direct or indirect gameplay advantage. So while many of these may look like powerful pieces of gear, they have no in-game stats, the way it needs to be. Players can experience all current seasonal gameplay features without spending money. The goal here is for players to enjoy going to the shop, buy something when it catches their fancy, and to walk away happy with what they bought. It is important that players know exactly what to expect before making a purchase. They've built a preview functionality that enables us, the players, to closely examine every detail of the cosmetic on our own characters before deciding whether we want to make a purchase. You can rotate the camera and so on and see how it looks. And the best looking cosmetics apparently aren't exclusive to the shop. Here I would like to say this is very subjective, because what is best for me, best looking for me, might not be the best looking for another person. But sure, okay, let's say the best looking gear, the most intricate design is not only from the shop. Let's put it that way. Diablo 4 will ship with hundreds of transmogs unlockable from drops in-game, including dozens of armor sets of the highest visual quality. They are incredible pieces, unique and legendary quality items for players to find without ever going to the shop. The shop offers more diversity of choices, not systematically better choices, and they've given us some barbarian, some I think, is that a wizard and a rogue gear options to look at. And on the left side is what you're seeing, the legendary armor sets earned through the game, and on the right side is what you see of things earned through the shop. 10 armor transmogs in the game are usable on all characters of that class. However, wait here, there's something important. Many of the cosmetics in the shop are class-specific fantasies, which wouldn't necessarily make sense visually on other classes. Once you unlock a cosmetic from the shop for a given class, you can use it on every character of that class on your account. However, there are special cosmetics exclusive to the Season Pass, which celebrate the theme of the season and look similar across all the classes. And this is, again, makes sense to have certain things that apply to every character and that are not only character specific, class specific, which is nice. It's good that there's class specific monetization cosmetics, but there's also monetization cosmetics that are across all classes. I wish they would do more across all classes kind of thing. Similar to how Torchlight 3, you find certain piece of equipment that you can use on any character, you equip it, but based on what class you have, it changes how it looks on that class. It still retains to that theme, but it also kind of reshapes itself to fit the class and character uniqueness. The most important guiding principle behind the shop and season pass is to create something players love, look forward to, and appreciate being part of the game. Now, they didn't mention anything about the pricing. I'm willing to pay $10 a month, which means since a season pass is 3 months, $30 would be a good price for me for the season pass. Anything above that would be a bit too much and it would be greedy. If every person who buys a season pass is paying you $10 a month, that's $120 a year you get from that person. I think that's more than enough to keep the game going. And that's excluding buying additional cosmetics and things like that. So if they don't overprice it, if they put it at $24.99, roughly, let's say like that, something like that, I think that would be the very good pricing of the season pass. So, what they keep saying next is cosmetics in Diablo 4 create new ways for players to express themselves and never provide advantages in game. Players will earn all the fun of seasons, whether they spend anything or not. We intend to continue our dialogue with players about shop and season pass, and we'll always listen and seek out the community's feedback about it. It is our sincerest belief that we can work together with the community to keep Diablo 4 a living, evolving world for many years to come. And they're thanking us for reading. I'm reading, you're listening. And they'll be sharing more soon with the winter update. My thoughts on this. I am extremely happy that they are not selling any storage space, character expansion space, and stuff like that that provide indirect gameplay advantages. I'm very happy that they're only selling cosmetics. At least that's what I'm getting from this article. Selling storage, inventory, or shared storage of any type would be annoying. What I would like to see is maybe an option to sell special visual effects for skills and skins for maybe your summons, stuff like that. But if they do something like that, is to a toggle that disables other people's microtransaction visual effects. So you can only see them as the base. So if someone made a fireball that is black, on my screen it would still show up as a fireball that is fire colored. Because I've disabled that. That's one example of doing that. The thing that they are not entirely clear about is the season boosts. The way they make it sound is that player A and player B, one reach the final tier of the season pass with buying tiers, but the other one is somewhere at the beginning. So the way they're making it sound is that regardless of how much you've unlocked, everyone, if they play at the exact same pacing, let's say those people are in a party doing exactly the same stuff. From the way they're wording it, that means those people would be earning seasons boosts at the exact same pacing. I want to know exactly more in detail how this works. What levels are they referring to? Because they're mentioning some levels. And are they referring to season levels? And if yes, how are season levels separated from the tiers? I'm not sure what that is. They need to be a little bit more detailed and specific regarding this. This is the one thing that's not really clear to me, and I want to know exactly how it works before the game launches. But apart from that, I don't have anything I could criticize. Based on what we've heard, it's exactly like a verbatim of my idea of in-game monetization. Well, excluding some things, but in general, the general idea is exactly as it is. If they took my version and applied it, and I couldn't be happier than I am right now regarding this. So that's pretty much my closing thoughts, my own personal closing thoughts about this. To get notified when I upload more content like this one or other builds and guides for Wooter and not so Wooter games, you can subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to not miss out on notifications. As well as keep in mind there's something called memberships on YouTube, which lets you be a paying member for my channel to get access to perks such as emotes and badges made by me, as well as the option to get one-on-one tutoring for the very basics of Adobe Photoshop, Premiere and After Effects. And memberships can be cancelled at any time if you no longer want to be a member. Thanks for watching all the way until the end, Struck Web. Keep it cool until next time, and goodbye.